Most internal knowledge problems are not really writing problems. The answer already exists, but it is spread across SharePoint, Google Drive, Nextcloud, or an SFTP folder. Someone still has to find the right document, check whether it is current, and translate it into a useful answer. In this walkthrough, we'll connect a fictional Northstar company folder to WebChatAgent and test the whole loop. We are using Nextcloud through WebDAV, but the workflow is the same for SharePoint, Google Drive, and SFTP. Connect a folder, define the safe scope, index it, and verify the answer with a question a real employee would ask. Choose Nextcloud/WebDAV, then enter the server address, a dedicated username, and an app password. The password stays masked in the interface. For a real rollout, do not reuse an employee's normal login. Create a service account with read-only access to the smallest folder the assistant actually needs, and make sure you can revoke that access without affecting anyone's day-to-day account. The optional WebDAV path is useful when your server does not use Nextcloud's default path. Here, the controlled demo server exposes /WebDAV. Test connection checks the address and credentials before anything is stored or indexed. After the connection succeeds, choose the folder scope. The root in this demo contains approved policies, an archive, and a restricted payroll area. That mix is intentional because it lets us prove that the exclusion rules work. In production, selecting a narrower root is even better when the storage layout allows it. Include subfolders only when the useful documents really sit below this point. More content is not automatically better. A smaller, well-owned source is easier to review, cheaper to index, and much less likely to surface an obsolete or sensitive document. Now define the operating rules. We keep subfolders enabled, allow the internal assistant to name the file location, and exclude /archive/double* plus /restricted/double*. Each pattern is on its own line. This prevents an old $42 policy and a fictional payroll code from entering the searchable knowledge base. The location option is valuable for employees because an answer can say where the approved file lives. Leave it off on a public website widget, where exposing an internal folder structure would be unnecessary. Finally, choose a sync interval that matches how often the source changes. Daily is sensible for active policies. Weekly can be enough for stable handbooks. When indexing finishes, open indexed files. A green status is useful, but it is not enough evidence by itself. The list should contain the approved travel policy and the remote work handbook. The archive and restricted payroll files must be absent. Open the current policy preview and read the index text. It says the daily allowance is $68, effective August 1st, 2026. This preview is especially important for PDFs and Office files because it shows the text the assistant can actually search, not merely the original file name. Now ask the real question. What is the current daily travel expense allowance, and where can I find the approved policy? The shipped inline widget sends the message through the normal chat API. The observed answer gives $68 and points back to the approved HR policy path. That is a useful outcome for an employee, one direct answer, plus enough provenance to open the source and confirm it. Save this exact question and expected fact as a regression test. A confident answer with the wrong amount, no source or the archive value should fail the release. A positive answer test is only half the job. Ask for the payroll approval code, which exists in the connected storage but sits under the excluded restricted path. The assistant says it cannot find that information in the approved company knowledge. It does not reveal the fictional code. This is the difference between a search demo and a production check. Test at least one answer the bot should know and one answer it must not provide. Remember that folder filtering is not a replacement for storage permissions. The service account itself should still be unable to read data the assistant never needs. Next, the owner updates the source document from $68 to $72. Effective August 11th, 2026. We do not edit a chatbot answer or paste a correction into another system. The company file remains the source of truth. Trigger a reindex, wait for completion, then open the same indexed file preview. It now shows $72 and no longer shows $68. In a production rollout, the scheduled sync performs this step automatically. The manual button is useful for an urgent policy change and for controlled acceptance testing like this one. Finally, start a fresh chat and repeat the exact same employee question. The new answer says $72, includes the approved file location, and does not repeat the old $68 value. That proves a complete chain: connection, scope, exclusion, indexing, retrieval, update, and fresh retrieval. For a real deployment, add 3 final controls. Use least privilege read-only accounts, keep separate assistants or sources for audiences with different permissions, and review answer tests after important content changes. WebChatAgent makes the knowledge searchable, but your storage permissions and content ownership still decide what is safe. The detailed setup guide is available at webchatagent.com/internal-knowledge-chatbot.